The Mandalorian Episode 7, the penultimate episode entitled The Reckoning, just aired yesterday because Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters today, so they wanted to come out earlier than usual. And thank God for it because this episode was awesome. But this episode was once again directed by, so far, my favorite director of this series, Deborah Chow. And it was written by series creator Jon Favreau. And just as the title of this video indicates, I will be talking full spoilers for Episode 7 of The Mandalorian. So if you have not seen Episode 7 of The Mandalorian, don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this review, go watch it and then come back here. Or if you don't care about spoilers, keep watching. But yeah, so in this episode, it sees the Mandalorian receive a message from Greef Kargan, once again played fabulously by Carl Weathers, and he says to the Mandalorian that, hey, the former Imperial General that hired you to capture or kill Baby Yoda has basically overrun the town. I'm enlisting your help to not only take the town back, but also kill this man, and as a result, get rid of the bounty on your head, and you get to walk away and live happily ever after with Baby Yoda. And so the Mandalorian mulls over this decision, wondering if it's a trap or not, but he feels like he has no choice. He decides to take Greef Karga in on his offer. And with that, the Mandalorian decides to get the gang back together in a full Avengers-like episode with characters that I knew were going to come back at some point. Cara Dune, played by Gina Carano, and a character whose name we learn is Qui, played by Nick Nolte. And I was happy to see all these characters return because I enjoyed them when they first appeared on the show, and I was hoping that throughout the series they would have been the Mandalorian's partners and have followed him throughout the show. But that turned out not to be the case. But just like Thanos, seeing them return did put a smile on my face. And Deborah Chow, goddamn, she is definitely the one to watch within the Star Wars universe, or even period, because she's only done 2 episodes so far. And I said episode 3 was my favorite episode, but now episode 7 is definitely my favorite episode. And every episode that she's done so far has just been better and better. And I said this when I reviewed episode 3 because she's the showrunner of the Obi-Wan series. I was more excited about that series based on her performance in episode 3. I doubled down on that even more based on this episode. Like, my God, I cannot wait for the Obi-Wan series because Deborah Chow, she's amazing. She's exactly what the Star Wars universe needs. She completely understands this universe. That's not to say the other directors haven't been good, but she is awesome. And I'm not even gonna bury the lead on what I think about this episode. Like, I would definitely give this episode a blockbuster. And the thing that I really loved about this episode is having these characters return. What was the thing that I always complained about in like the first 2 episodes? You didn't really get much of the Mandalorian's personality. He didn't really speak that much. You didn't really learn who he was. And in this episode, these characters bring that out of him. In this episode, I feel like this is the most the Mandalorian has ever talked. You see that he does care about these ragtag group of people that he met throughout this season and that he has grown to trust them. You kind of get the sense that throughout most of his life, he hasn't really had people that he can trust until now. And then also, of course, it was so cute to see Baby Yoda trying to protect his new daddy when Cara Dune and the Mandalorian were arm wrestling. But Baby Yoda, even though he's not really a baby, he's 50 years old, but I guess for his species, he's still a baby. He's thinking that Cara is attacking the Mandalorian. And so during the arm wrestling contest, he basically tried to choke her to death. And I was like, oh shit, that's kind of dark. Now granted, he's not part of the Jedi Orders. It's not really considered a Sith move, but at the same time, it is a force choke. And the only people that we've seen force choke are Sith. So I'm like, is Baby Yoda going to potentially go to the dark side because he was fearful for his daddy dying? And just like Yoda told young Anakin in The Phantom Menace when he was fearful of his mother dying, it means everything. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hatred leads to suffering. Another character that you got to see return that I was upset that actually died from the first episode is none other than IG-11, played by Taika Waititi himself. And it turns out that he was reprogrammed by Qui to be not only a house droid, but a protector instead of a hunter. But because you learned throughout the series that the Mandalorian has no trust for droids, which I'm hoping they reveal at some point, he doesn't trust IG-11 because once upon a time he was designed to kill Baby Yoda. And if I was him, I wouldn't really trust him either. But at the same time, he's like, well, he was programmed to kill him. I don't care how much rewiring the droid got, it's still not going to change who he is. And I'm like, but he's a droid though. Droids basically come up with their personality based on how they're wired. Despite how intelligent they seem to be in the Star Wars universe, they're not sentient. But either way, I'm happy to see him back, and I hope he gets to cut loose at some point, which I have a feeling he's going to, because the very next episode, the season finale, is directed by Taika Waititi. And based on how this episode ends, I am excited about that. But also another cool thing that you see, which is something I don't think I've ever seen before in the Star Wars universe, in the Clone Wars, the video games, or anything like that, is Baby Yoda uses his force powers to heal Greef Karga as he's attacked by these pterodactyl looking creatures during this action scene. That's the one complaint I have about this episode. That action scene with the pterodactyls, I was watching it and the whole time I was like, I can't really see anything. I don't really know what's going on. And I feel like that's usually a tactic that directors directors usually use. You can hide the bad CGI so you can't fully see what's going on, so you can't really hone in on the fact that the CGI doesn't look all that well. But yeah, that's the one complaint I have for this damn near perfect episode. And a person that I was waiting to show up because I heard a while ago that he was cast in this series, but I just hadn't seen him yet, was Giancarlo Esposito as Moff Gideon. And my God, what an entrance. Like, that's the way to introduce a villain, to the point that his entrance ended up killing one of the major characters in Qui. That's why my intro for this review was no, because they killed Qui. Like, what is that? I was so upset. I liked Qui. I have spoken. I was mad that they killed him, but at the same time, it established that this guy was a threat. He is not one to be fucked with, and he's putting the Mandalorian on notice. I will say though, I kind of wish if they were going to go this route of killing Qui, we would have spent more time with his character. That way his death would have hurt more. And that's not to say his death didn't hurt me. When I saw his lifeless body laying on the ground like that, and the stormtroopers, who I've taken out plenty of those in the Star Wars video game, and it makes me want to take out more of them, which I still haven't beaten yet, so that's why you haven't gotten a review. I know I haven't really had time to play it. I will get to it, because a couple people have been asking me if I finished it. But yeah, I'm just like, oh no, I need to take out more of these stormtroopers. Fuck these bitches. They took baby Yoda, and they killed Qui. But yeah, like I said, I love this episode. I am excited to see how the season ends. The only thing I'm a little bummed about is since it's only 8 episodes, who knows how long we're gonna have to wait until season 2. But yeah, The Mandalorian has been a great addition to the Star Wars universe so far, and it does show that Star Wars does work in a live action television form. And you can tell more intricate stories in television form. But yeah, so again, like I said, this episode was a blockbuster. So yeah, guys, have you seen episode 7 of The Mandalorian, The Reckoning? What did you think about it? What's been your favorite episode so far? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you can't hit that thumbs up button and like this video, it'll really help out the channel. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time, and may the Force be with you.